and welcome back. I am on the blower trailer today. I tipped at a farm last night and I ran out of time to get anywhere to park up for the night. So I stayed on the farm last night. It's now 5:30 and I need to leave. Today I am quite local on the blower. I've got to go and pick up a load of barley now to take down to Oakhampton, and then I'm back for another load to Weston. And then I'm not sure after that, but I'm sure there'll be something else because I'm sure I will do that. Of course, I have made myself a cup of tea and I'm just going to go out, do my daily checks, and then I can leave.
Once again, we've had some quite bad weather this week, although Monday and Tuesday was quite nice, so at least I had 2 days of a clean truck, unlike now. Today is Thursday and it's quite a crucial day to get right, heading into the weekend.
I also need to get some fuel as I'm low, so I'm going to do that first. Right, daily checks done, filled out my daily checks book, and now I can go.
As I head out, I see a truck coming down the lane and I need to go in the opposite direction, so I'm quite glad I didn't meet it in the lane. And it also looks like it wants to come in here, so I think I'm leaving at just the right time. There are 2 ways I could go down to Exeter, one down back roads and one back towards the motorway and down the motorway. I feel like my easiest option is to head back towards the motorway as it's only 2 junctions down to Exeter. I started at 5:30 and because of the time of the morning, the roads are lovely and quiet. I leave the motorway at junction 30 and head around a couple of roundabouts and into the services, hoping that the fuel pumps are free. Unfortunately, they are not, and I am going to have to wait.
I do have to wait for the pump, but hopefully it won't be too long. It looks like he has fueled up already. I'm hoping nobody comes up behind me. This is such an awkward services to get into for fuel. Lights are on. Come on.
I'm probably not sat there for very long, but when you're waiting, it feels like a long time.
Fuel cards, take those in, and then I can get some fuel. That's me fueled up for the day, and now I can go on and get my barley and get the day done.
I head out of the services and down a local A road to the grain store where I'm picking up the barley. I head past West Point where the Best of the Best truck show is happening on the 14th and 15th of September and I will be attending.
A little bit early to get loaded, but it won't be long, only about 10 minutes I reckon, and somebody will be available to load me, hopefully. It's always better to be early than late. I've now weighed in, I've pulled off the weighbridge and I'm just waiting for the loader to start work and then he can load me, which is in about 3 minutes, so I don't have to wait long at all.
When I see the loader driver, I ask him where the best place to park is and I manoeuvre the truck into the best place to be loaded, which on this occasion means turning the truck around and reversing back up so that my sheet is on the other side to where he is loading. This is something that we try to do where we can so that the sheet isn't damaged by the loading bucket by accident. There is an electric sheet on this trailer, but there is no sheet remote, so I have to get out and open the sheet manually. Once the loader has filled the front, I move forward slightly and he loads the back. I keep an eye on the weight, and when I'm close to being full up, I let him know how many tonnes are left to go. And once I'm loaded, I can put my sheet back on and head back towards the weighbridge, trying to be as quiet as I can as it seems like somebody is asleep next to the weighbridge. Once I've got all my tickets, I can head off.
So the farm that I'm going to is only about half an hour away, down to sort of Oakhampton area. I have been to this one before, it's a bit of a pain to get in and out of, but
I head back down the A road and back onto the M5 heading southbound. This takes me to the end of the M5 where it splits into the A38 and the A30, and today I am taking the A30. The farm that I am tipping at is just before Oakhampton, so I leave the A30 and head down the lanes. And lanes tend to be notoriously narrow in this area.
Now I need to get to those bins down there, and I need to pull in there and then reverse in there.
I've only been here once before, so I only vaguely remember how I manoeuvred in there. But when I start to turn in, I realise that I'm never going to turn in to the right.
I'm not going to get one there.
And then I remember what I have to do. So I reverse back out and I pull right down the lane.
Right, I think I might have to try and reverse into there to get into there.
As you can see, I don't have much wriggle room to reverse an Arctic. Not only that, because there are hedges down both sides, I can't actually see where the back end of my trailer is going. There's not even enough room for me to get out of the cab and have a look. I just have to do my best with what I can see and use my intuition. Once I get out of the hedges, I see that somebody has come out to watch me back, and I do need to take a shunt to get it just right. One thing that I did spot as I drove down was a car in the entrance, and obviously I want to avoid that car. It's constantly looking out for and noticing things like that will make you a better driver, as there are so many blind spots on trucks. And with that extra room, I fly into the entrance opposite. But now I have to back across the lane and down towards the bins, on my blind side. This is something that I take my time with and have a bit of patience with, as one side of me I have a farm shed, and on the other side that you can't quite see at the moment, there is a massive tree. I end up lined up quite well, but I still decide to take a shunt to make it easier for myself and decrease the risk of accidentally hitting something. As you can see, the big tree on the other side overhangs the whole truck, and I can hear the branches banging on the roof as I go back. Finally, I get to a point where there are no obstacles and I can just go backwards towards the bins, and the farmer tells me when it's appropriate to stop.
Right, I'm in.
The farmer lets me know which bins I need to blow into, as last time I came here I brought soya, which are the two end bins, but today I'm bringing barley, which are the two middle bins. I get all my pipes and attachments set up, ready for blowing, making sure that everything is tight, especially on the adapter to the bin, as the pressure of the lorry blowing the load into the bin and sometimes force the adapter off if it's not done up tight enough.
The other thing I need to do is change the taps on the back. I blew out of this side on my last farm, and I need to blow out of this side on this farm. So all I need to do is turn that one, and I can blow out of the other side. I also need to open the internal doors in the trailer, and I do that by sticking this on it and twisting it. I only have 2 doors on this trailer.
Then I can start the donkey engine up on the trailer, put the revs up and start the blower going. It takes a little while to get the dials just right, as it will be different on every load and every bin. And then I put the body up slightly, enough so the barley slides down the trailer.
I'm about halfway through tipping, and being in the UK and it's July, of course it started raining.
Not all of the barley will go into one bin, so I blow 17 tonnes into the first bin and then I add an extra pipe and set up so that I can blow the remaining into the back bin. These bins don't seem to be the quickest or easiest to blow into, even though I'm blowing quite an easy commodity like barley. Eventually, the bottom window on the bin shows signs that the trailer is nearly empty, and once it's all out, I can shut everything down. And I always think it's a really nice feeling to get the sound of the donkey engine off. Now all I need to do is unscrew everything, take all the attachments off, put the body down and pack everything away. This load has taken a little bit longer to blow than I would have liked and hasn't been the easiest of tips, but sometimes that is just the way it goes. Once the body's down, I close the internal doors and I'm ready to go.
I'm just going to do a quick walk around to check that I haven't forgotten anything. It's looking like I have picked everything up. There's nothing left by the bins, so I'm good to go. I'm heading back to Exeter to pick up some animal feed. I'm going to get out of here now and head back to Exeter.
As you can see, I did all the hard work at the start and getting out is a lot easier. The journey to the place that I'm picking up in Exeter is around 40 minutes. And looking at the loads that I've got today, I won't do so much driving, but I will do more other work. I head back up the A30 onto the M5 and leave the motorway on the first Exeter junction. When I get to my destination, the first thing I do is pull onto the weighbridge and get my instructions for loading. This time I am loading out of the bins, although I don't know which bin I'm loading out of until I go in and see the miller. So for now I'm just going to park underneath and go and see him.
So I've just been in to check which bin it's coming out of, and it's bin 3, which is that one there. So I need to get the front of the trailer to here, and then I can open the sheet and hopefully get it loaded.
I back until the front of my trailer is under the bin, as I tend to start loading at the front of the trailer. Then I open my sheet and check my positioning under the bin. Everything's looking good, so I can start loading. And all I need to do to release the feed is to press a button. I can see the feed going into the trailer via the little window, but once it goes past the little window, I have no idea how much is in the trailer. There is also no gantry on my trailer, and there is no gantry on the loading bay. This makes it quite difficult for me because animal feed is quite light, and generally you fill the trailer right up to the top. I only have one way around this, and luckily, because I know this trailer quite well, I generally know how much weight of animal feed needs to go in each compartment. So I can either go by the scale on the bin, or I can lift my body up slightly and go by the scale on the weigher. I've chosen to keep it simple and go by the scale on the bin. Once each compartment is guesstimated at the right weight, I move forward slightly. I continue this right throughout the trailer until the bin is empty. The feed is made specifically for each farmer, so they will only make enough to either fill the trailer or supply the farmer with the right quantity that they need.
Well, that's that loaded. I can't see any piles on top, but that doesn't mean they're not there. I can't really get a good vantage point, so I'm going to give it a shunt forwards and back, and then I can put the sheet on and hopefully nothing will come over the top. There's a bit in the middle. Right, let's go and see how that did. Not too bad considering I can see.
Then the only thing left to do is reverse out of the tunnel, being very careful not to knock my mirrors on the RSJs, and I just need to kink my trailer around very slightly so that I can go back far enough to be able to swing round before heading back to the weighbridge to weigh out and get my paperwork to give to the farmer.
I'm going to make my way down to the farm. It's going to take me, should take me about an hour hopefully, but I am going to ring the farmer. I'm going to pull up in a minute, ring the farmer just to check which way I need to go in.
Just as I leave, somebody spots me on the way out.
Alright?
Alright?
Yeah.
You'll go carnival or not?
Yeah.
I've given up.
Won't be long, it'll be November.
I'll see you later.
Alright, cheers.
I head back onto the M5, but this time I'm heading north. The farm I'm going to is between Burnham-on-Sea and Weston-super-Mare, and I will need to leave the M5 at junction 22 for Burnham-on-Sea. Eventually, I did get hold of the farmer, and he let me know which way I needed to go in. There were two ways that I could have gone in, but he said this way was better, as it meant I wouldn't be reversing in on my blind side. As I swing in round past the awkwardly parked car, I can see that this is a 6'6" width limit, but it is except for access. The farm is on this road within the width limit, so I do have access rights. And although this road isn't that bad, you wouldn't really want to meet another lorry as there's not really much place to pass. As I head up the road, I can see the bins on the right, and all I need to do is back off the road up to them. This is another place where I just need to be patient and get the trailer round just right, as I don't have any room in front of me to swing the front round. In situations like this, it's very easy to either oversteer or understeer. Today I've managed to get it just about right, apart from one little shunt to get it perfectly in position. With the blower work, it's quite important to get the back of the trailer in just the right position so that you use as least pipes as possible. As the more pipes you use, the longer it will take to blow. The farmer kindly tells me where to stop, and he tells me which bins I need to blow into first, and I also let him have his paperwork. I set out the pipes as I did before, but this time my normal attachment doesn't fit onto the bin, so I try a couple of others and I find one that is too big but I can tighten down. The first bin that I need to blow into is a little bit further away, so I need to use a couple of pipes. And once it's all set up and I've opened the internal doors, I can start the donkey engine up again and I can start blowing. Feed tends to be the more difficult thing to blow, so I haven't put the trailer up very much at all, so that it slides down nice and gently into the feeder. I also managed to make myself a cup of tea, as once again it has started pouring down with rain now that I'm outside. Once the first bin is full, I swap the pipes over to the other bin that he said he wants filled up next. This one does take my normal adapter and it only needs one pipe, which should make it a little bit quicker, although I already know that this load is quite temperamental and I need to be outside to change the dials at any signs of the pipes blocking up. I put the other adapters away, but I leave the pipe out as I may need it for the other bin in a minute.
This load is being quite temperamental. I'm having to change the dials constantly, so I can't wait for this to be off and over.
It's quite a good feeling when you start seeing the windows at the top emptying, as a load like this can sometimes take a couple of hours to blow. One of the telltale signs that a bin is full is that there is a lot of dust coming out of the air vent, so I decide to stop blowing before the pipes block up and blow the last 1.5 tons into the back bin. I thought this might happen, which is why I left the other pipe out, and it has saved me a bit of time hooking up to the last bin. It doesn't take me too long to blow off the last 1.5 tons, and once the whole load is off of the trailer, I can start shutting everything down. All that's left to do now is pack all the equipment away. I kind of have my own little routine, which seems to make it quicker for me. Once I put the last pipe in, I can put the body down and just check around the trailer to make sure I haven't left anything. And last but not least, when the body is flat, I can do up the internal doors.
All I can say is thank goodness that is over. I'm heading back to Exeter now for another load of feed. I'm not sure where that feed's going, but I'm going to head back there and hopefully get loaded. I might not get it off tonight, but I will definitely get it on.
Pulling out of the farm is a lot easier than backing in. This time I head out of the other way, as it will be quicker to get back to the A38. Although I think it was a sensible option to come in the other way, so I was reversing in on my good side. I take the A38 all the way back to the M5, and I leave the motorway at junction 30 for Exeter. When I get back, the first thing I do is pull onto the weighbridge and go and get myself weighed in. This time I am picking up another load of feed, and once again it's coming out of the bins. One of our trucks is parked slightly in the way and he spots me, so he's going to move back so that I can get in under the bins. And this will be the same loading procedure as before.
Right. Here we go again, get me loaded up. I've just had a look on the board and it looks like it's going to be in bin 2 down there, so I'm just going to move back a bit.
I get the front of my trailer directly under the bin, and then I take my sheet off. I load this exactly the same way as I did before by checking the weight that's going into each compartment. And once the compartment's full, I can move on to the next. This process doesn't take too long at all and will only take me around 20 minutes to load. Whilst I'm loading, I'll just let you know that my merch is still available at f28print.com, which you can buy for yourself, or alternatively will make a great gift for somebody else. I will put the link in the description. As you can see by the windows on the bin is now empty.
Gonna give it a quick shunt back and forwards just to get everything levelled. Nothing came over the side, that's good. Right, put the sheet on and then I can back out.
Once again, it's not too bad, and I just get a little puff in about the same place as earlier.
That was alright, just a puff of dust.
Then all I need to do is back out of the tunnel, minding my mirrors as I head back, and once again just kinking the trailer around slightly so I can reverse into the gap, making it easier for me to get out. One of our lorries is still there, so I'm not sure if he's waiting to load or he's run out of time for the day.
Right, go and get weighed out. Just going to give the farmer a quick ring and just see what time I can get in there tomorrow.
Hello.
Hello, it's Gemma from Wayne's Transport. I'm bringing some finisher. I'll probably get there tonight, but not enough time to tip, so I'll have to come in the morning. I'm just wondering what time is best for you to sort of roll in.
Both bins in any case.
Yeah, no worries.
So whatever you want to do, but it'll be a bit of a wiggle again, I'm afraid, but you know what you're doing, so I'll just leave you to it.
All right then, no worries.
All right, but you can. To be honest, you can come as early as you want. If you want to come before If you want to come before 6, you can do. It's not a problem.
Yeah, all right, that's ideal. I'll see what time I park up.
Okay then.
Cheers.
All right, cheers. Bye. Bye.
That's that bit done. It's always good to let people know when you're coming. Puts their mind at ease as well as your own. I've got 1 hour 44, so I would get there on time. I would get there within my time, but I would not have any time to tip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, on the way there, stop and have a shower.
And looking at how dusty and dirty I look, I definitely need it. For this load, I need to go past Exeter Services, so I pop in there to use a shower.
Well, I think I may struggle to get a space in here. Or what is that one there? Someone's in there. Right. I'm just going to have to abandon behind, I think. Is that one Roadhouse? Am I abandoning? Yes, I am abandoning. But I just need to quickly whip in and have a shower, so it's not too bad.
I quickly get my shower stuff together before heading in.
Unfortunately, this happens quite a lot with service stations. There are just not enough spaces for all the trucks that are on the roads. And the shower is free. Thank goodness. Yes. This shower is always quite a busy one in Exeter, so sometimes you do have to wait for it.
I get myself some tea as I don't have any food for tonight before making my way back to the truck.
That feels a lot better, and now I can get on to as far as I can get tonight in my time, which won't be very far away from the farm.
I head out of the services and onto the M5 for one junction before coming off onto the A30 towards Honiton. Not far after the A30 turns into the A303, I head past the truck spotters' corner catches, but unfortunately they're not there today. Just before I get to Ilminster, I find a lay-by that is free, so I decide to pull in for the night.
Right, all parked up, and now I can have my tea, which is good because it is now... Where's my phone? Oh, I'm on an 8% battery, so I better charge that. It's now 8:15, so I've done a 14.5-hour day today. I haven't done that many miles, to be fair. I haven't done that much driving, so I've done 6.5 hours driving, which isn't a lot really, not compared to what I normally do, but I've been quite local, and I've done tricky blows on the old blower there. The bins have not been in my favour today, but this is a creamy roasted mushroom tagliatelle, and I've just realised it's 300 calories per pack, so 300 calories in that, so I'm wondering now whether it might actually taste like cardboard, but we'll see. Whip that in the microwave, although I don't know. Oh yeah, I put it on for enough. Right, my tea's pinged. I hope this is nice, because I am starting to think that maybe I should have just had Burger King. I don't have stuff like that very often, so I could have treated myself. Oh. Looks alright, I guess. It's alright, I guess. It's not very creamy. It says creamy, but how can you have creamy at 300 calories? Right, but I did get a chocolate bar as well, so I've kind of cancelled it out. I'm all settled down for the night now. I've only got 9 hours off, and then I'm up early to get down to the farm where I loaded for, which is only about 15 minutes away, so hopefully I can get in there and tip pretty quick, because I've got quite a lot to do tomorrow, and tomorrow's Friday, and it is now in silly season, so I'm hoping for no traffic. Even though I can hear quite a lot of traffic going by, hopefully it'll get a bit quieter in a minute and I'll get a good night's sleep.
Thanks for watching.